You know, actually, I was going to ask about that a little bit with the family courts, because that's something else that you're very well versed in. So if you guys got questions, whatever, for Rich in particular, CascleClub.tv, we're going to have a short Zoom call after this. And then we're going to segue over to the Trump stuff. But the family court system, you've helped a lot of guys with this. What do you think are some of the biggest things that guys deal with, and how can they prepare and or put themselves in a situation where they don't have to deal with the machine that is the family court system?
Yeah, so I actually have a course on this called The Unplugged Alpha's Guide to Divorce, and it's linked on all my social media.
Okay.
So, I'll just mention that in passing. But I think the biggest mistake that guys make is that there's a vast difference between the way women handle divorce and the way that men handle them. So women are still initiating the vast majority of them. And when they initiate them, they're doing a lot of planning. It's not like a week's planning or a month or two. Sometimes it's months or even years before they actually pull the trigger and be like, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I'm going to take the kids to my mom's house this week and I want a divorce, right? So there's a big setup to it. Like, they sit down with their girls, they have some wine. Oh, girl, you can do this, that, and the other thing. They get some advice. Guys don't get that. They're usually blindsided, and they're like, the only sign that they usually get is they're not getting any kind of bedroom intimacy. They're getting a lot more disagreements. She's fighting with him a lot more, stuff like that.
Things they think are normal.
Yeah, for a lot of married people, right? And it's like you have to understand you're walking into a slaughterhouse. Like, it's a building with a whole bunch of sharp shit in it, and you're going to get hurt. It's not if you're going to get hurt, it's to what extent or the damage that's going to happen to you. And that's why, for guys, when it goes through divorce, their self-deletion rate's like 8 times higher than women. Because it's that difficult. So what usually ends up happening is women get custody, guys see, their assets and their income flow from him to the mom, and then she uses that money to alienate him from the kids and make up bullshit stories about why he's such an asshole and she's the best person.
And shit,
And it's an unfortunate sequence of events because, you hear a lot of women, but I'm not like that. I would never do that. It's like right now.
Yeah, right now.
When you're looking to untie the knot and women are hypergamous, so they want to get the best they can possibly get, guess what? Family law gives them the best they can possibly get because everything in the legislation is written to protect them and enrich them on the onset, on the outside. This is the thing that the whole TradCon guys don't get, right? They're all, oh, we just got to get rid of no-fault divorce. That doesn't solve shit. That doesn't solve anything. Okay, maybe it makes it a little bit harder. But it's not going to stop them from untying the knot, right? And they don't seem to get that. Like, you ask any divorce lawyer, like, nothing, whatever. It's a stupid argument.
There's a new scam, so to speak, that women do. I don't know if you guys know about this, but like, instead of getting married to somebody, you know what they do now?
What?
Do a lawsuit. Because guys aren't marrying women like they used to back in the day. So instead of marrying them, what they do is they try to like get you to do assault, or maybe, for example, tell you up with texts or like phone calls, and then they pretty much just say, hey, you know what? He's attacking me, doing this to me. Here's a lawsuit. And that's how they pull money from you indirectly.
Oh, okay. You're seeing this with celebs a lot,
Yeah.
So I get a lot of messages from law enforcement guys from around the world. And there was this one guy that broke down everything. So he was fully retired. I did a couple of videos on this on the
American or Canadian law enforcement?
I think he was Norwegian.
Okay.
Somewhere in like the Scandinavian countries.
They all have similar laws anyway.
Well, he broke down, because female nature is the same around the world.
Of course. Yep.
Right. So he broke down this 3-step racket, basically, and women will allege a false domestic violence charge to get the guy out of the house, which is known, for the most part. But this one is the one that blew me away. So women will lay claim to being raped. We use grape here,
Yeah.
And what they'll do is, if they're out with their girlfriends and they smash a guy and they have a husband or boyfriend or a significant other in their life, then because somebody saw them there doing it and they got caught in the act, what they'll do is they'll go to the police station and say, oh, I was.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And then they file a false accusation. I got into this. I'm like, what percentage exactly are false in your experience in law enforcement investigating these cases? You know what he said?
Accusations.
He said what percentage?
80%.
80%.
80% of the time when women are going in to allege, it's false. And they're doing it to cover their ass because they were and cheated on their husband or their boyfriend. And they had to make up a story and say that, oh, I got.
Do you remember a certain set of guys in Romania that happened to? That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it rhymes with 8.
Yeah. I think somebody 8.
Yeah.
But no, that's serious, bro. Haram! Nowadays, bro, like, you never know someone's intentions, and especially for women, and like, having like a full advantage, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
So, actually, I know a guy that was watching my shit happening, with that whole scenario, and his girlfriend, bro, right, that came from Italy, came here, he basically married her, and he was gonna like that was like his wife. What happened was he didn't do what she wanted him to do. Apparently, maybe he didn't do maybe get her whatever she wanted.
Right.
She got upset. Then she said, "Okay, I'm gonna mess you up." So she recorded, tried to like get him set up on some charges, and she alleged that he hit her, had a gun waving at her face.
Yeah.
So what happened was, he was in his room with his gun. She recorded him, and she started an argument with him while he was holding his gun. And she used that to say, okay, he was going to threaten me with the gun, blah, 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 and give it to the cops. Ended up, he went going to go to jail, and she's using that as a way to get like a visa to stay in America.
Diabolical.
Diabolical, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And
So,
I mean, you don't like chicks aren't wearing a T-shirt that says like I'm batshit crazy. I'm gonna do something to ruin your life, right? So you really have to be very careful about inviting a woman into your life. Like you watch her behavior, see when there's conflicts between what she says and what she's done. Take a look at her past too. You know, take a good look at her past, see what she's all about.